Hi, I'm Jules Yates.
Michelle Keene.
We are with Remax Bayshore, the Jules Yates Team. Wanted to shoot a video about the top 10 do's and don'ts in real estate. So let's talk about number one.
Sure. It's a spring market, so we got a lot of buyers coming on the market. Some are first time, some maybe haven't bought a home in a while. So just some tips and tricks we thought that we would go over.
So number one, and this has changed drastically since last August. We used to say the first one was choose a lender, but we're going to put number one now to choose your agent.
A lot of it's personality, what you're looking for.
Local knowledge, expertise, obviously.
That's huge, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of agents, or excuse me, a lot of buyers focus on going online and finding a home. And the reality of it is, when you go to look at a home nowadays, you're going to have to sign an agreement with your agent. So before you start looking at homes, definitely want to interview an agent or two or three. Ask them a series of questions, and there's lots of videos, and we'll certainly do a video on how to choose your agent as well. But you definitely want to have an agent that you trust that has expertise in the local market. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Trust is huge. And then, the knowledge in the local market is also very important.
Which brings us to number two.
Choose a lender.
Yeah. So choosing a local lender is very important, and I don't think a lot of local. Yes. I don't think a lot of people really appreciate the importance of a local lender.
Some just don't know either the importance of it.
I remember back in the day, people used to choose a lender based on their personal relationship. I know the bank president, and unfortunately that doesn't really apply anymore. It really boils down to who's going to be able to give you the best service, best rate. And again, it's like choosing an agent, somebody you're really comfortable that knows the mortgage market as well as we know the real estate market, right?
And transactionally, someone who's done, a lot of real estate transactions, so they are able to get through those little nuances that do happen and come up.
Definitely need to know your agent and a lender. Number three, research the area.
So you want to know, about the area that you are looking for, and everyone's looking for something a little bit different. Everyone has preferences or what's most important to them. So it's important that you research the area that you're looking at so you can narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah, we have clients that'll say we're interested in from Mackinac Bridge to Ludington, and that is a huge market that covers 3 MLSs. And vastly different prices, would you agree, in those areas? I mean, Mansalona to Benzie County.
Traverse City, Hunt's Bay.
Drastic difference. So it's really helpful to focus on know what area you want to be in. Another do is get your finances in order. So this goes along with the lender side of it.
Just making sure, that you aren't making big purchases, which is kind of leading towards another one that we have in the don'ts, but your credit score is going to be important, and speaking to a lender is going to be able to help you with all that. There are different types of loans that they can go through.
I think a lot of people, especially if they're first-time homebuyers, don't really understand the importance of their credit and keeping their credit in order, and this again ties in with that. Talking to your local lender that'll really help you understand the types of loans and not only your down payment, but also your closing costs that you might incur as well.
Right, and like what you might have to do in order to get to the point of being able to buy a house. So if for some reason you can't at this point, a local lender is going to be able to tell you the steps to take to be able to get there.
And another do, and this I think is crucial, trust your agent. This goes back to pick somebody that you have interviewed thoroughly and you're well aware knows the market and you feel is giving you sound advice. Would you agree?
Yeah, trust the person that you're working with is huge, especially if you're moving from out of state into a place that you don't know a lot about. We are in this every day doing it, so yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that will go online or ask for a recommendation for an agent, and they just assume that we're all created equal, and it's
definitely not. Even between us, even between us, we're pretty different.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the do's or don'ts. Excuse me. Go ahead. What's number one?
Number one is don't put yourself into a box. A lot of people might think that's as far as area, but it's really not. If you're thinking specifically you want this type of house and this type of area and this, maybe open it up a little bit and look at some other things that might be.
Ask your agent recommendations. I know I had a client one time that was an older client that wanted a house and after a long conversation, I asked them if they wanted to do lawn care and deal with the yard and maintenance, and they said, we're to the point where we just want to enjoy life up here. And I suggested a condominium, and after thorough conversation, they were like, you know what? I think that's a better route. So
exactly, like that makes sense. So yeah.
Trust your agent to give you advice. A lot of people move to an area and they're not familiar even what their options are. They don't know what they can get for their money. So this is really having a good agent is going to benefit them. Let's move on. Don't be afraid to make an offer.
I think that sometimes people are a little bit apprehensive or hesitant to make an offer, even if it's lower. I mean, that's the whole point of a negotiation, right? Is to counter and that kind of thing. So don't be afraid.
Yeah, I think a lot of buyers and even newer agents were conditioned to tell their clients you have to pay list price or over the past few years.
Yeah, when it was
crazy COVID, and we've gotten to the point now where you can actually have a conversation with the listing agent sometimes when you're representing a buyer and find out what the situation is with the sellers. A lot of sellers are open-minded, or
scenarios or situations. Maybe someone is recently divorced and they need to,
It changes week to week even, right?
It really does, yeah. So don't be afraid.
And so let's go on to the next one. And this is really kind of encompasses a lot of things, and we just summed it up by saying don't sweat the small stuff, right?
It's a big transaction. Generally, it takes about 30 to 45 days. So there are going to be things that happen within that transaction that, we'll get a handle on. But that goes back to trusting your agent and trusting your lender.
Yeah, there's little stuff like maybe there's a slight issue with or something that needs to be fixed, called out in an inspection, or something the lender needs you to go do, or I think a lot of times lenders will ask for documents more than once, or the underwriter, and it frustrates people. You got to keep your eye on the prize, right? You're trying to get into a home or property, and you got to focus on that and just know that there's going to be some bumps along the road.
Absolutely. I don't know if I've dealt with one single transaction that hasn't had any bumps. They usually have some, and it's part of it.
Our job is to really help smooth those out and handle that before the client has to deal with it, right? You want to take the next one?
Sure. Don't buy anything unnecessary, especially those big ticket items. You're going to have to go through an underwriting process with the mortgage company, so it's really important.
Yeah, don't go buy a car, don't go buy appliances, don't go buy furniture, don't open up a credit card, don't move money, don't open a bank account, don't do anything. When you get approved by your lender, keep everything, and absolutely make sure you pay your payments on time.
Yeah. One
missed payment can kill a sale.
I've seen it happen.
Absolutely make sure you stay on top of your finances and don't go buying anything unnecessary. And this kind of goes hand in hand. Number 10 here, don't quit your job. Don't change jobs midstream. Don't retire. Yes. Your lender is going to approve you based on the information that you gave them, and that information has got to remain the same. The underwriter is going to verify everything. Just because you got your little letter of a loan approval,
yeah.
Don't go change your job and think they're not going to double check. They will check. So, and then let's just do one little bonus tip. Be cautious about taking advice from family and friends.
Right.
If you trust your agent, you trust your lender. We're not suggesting at all that you don't listen to your parents and aunts and uncles and cousins and so forth, or friends.
We know they care about you, they love you, and obviously you love them, and so you're open to their advice and their feedback. We just feel like be very cautious because we, like I said, we are in this every day. And so, we know the ins and outs of it. And if you trust your realtor,
take everything in. If you hear something that you question, consult your agent, ask them to explain, make sure you're on the same page. In most cases, they're going to be up on and make you aware of any issues up front. So anyway, that's our top 10 and our bonus. Thank you for joining us on this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to the Jules Yates team here at RE/MAX Bayshore. If you like this video, please give us a like and hit subscribe for more videos to come. Thank you for watching.
Thanks.